Macclesfield Forrest. I'm going to go up Shuttlingsloe from a different angle. I've done it a few times before, but I've always come up from Wild Boar Clough End. So this one just coming up from Mac Forest, not the plan A. Plan A were further down by the reservoir, but couldn't get near it for parking, so just come up for plan B, which I think makes it a little bit shorter, but it is what it is. It gets me out and about, so that's half the battle. So I'm just going to go up this trail here, which outskirts the Macclesfield Forest, and then it'll turn up to go up onto Shuttlingsloe. See Jodrell Bank lit up in the sun over yonder, and looking over towards Wales, I guess. Got Cat and Fiddle, so that's A537, so Cat and Fiddle pub and radio mast there. Shining Tor, so that's the highest point in Cheshire, trig point just up top of that. So we're just going up this bridle way plan B now, which is skirting the forest, and then I'm going to turn off to my left in a bit, which is going to take me up onto Shuttlingsloe. It's not a major hike, it's probably about 1.5 miles, 2 miles each way, but so I've just not done it from this end before. There's another path cuts up and through there, which intersects the path I'm going on to. So I think the plan to cover the ground a bit is I'll stick to the main path on the way up, and I'll see what I can do to come down that one on my left. It covers a few paths I've not done before, so handy for future missions. So I've just not been over this side at all, so it's all exploratory. Still on this bit of a bridle way from the car park. Go down here a bit further, and then there should be main path on my left, and probably Shuttlingsloe itself come in to view. Through the trees there is the reservoir I was going to park at. So a bit outside of that, I'd have to come up here. There's a path I think just coming into view, which would have been the one I would have been coming up on over there. So the path I'm wanting, that's basically the crossroads, and I'm going to go off to the left and up, but nothing in view as yet. Dropped off the easy section, and now onto the sent up to Shuttlingsloe, which I presume should come into view fairly shortly. Just done again with the flat, come over there through this kissing gate. Nah, I guess so. I'm going up that way to the summit of Shuttlingsloe, the trig point, just sticking up sort of in the middle of the plateau there. I can either come back down the same way as are there in the back, or I can carry on along the plateau, drop down the other flank, and that brings you on a path here, so it like loops back around. So that's a potential for the way back, just to give it a bit of a loop. It was a bit boggy, but there does seem to be a path sort of cut through. So I'll decide when I've had my cup of tea and sandwich at the top. So put off with this style, and then up we go. Shuttlingsloe Summit. So, TV transmitter, I don't know. Jodrell Bank, Cat's Tor, Shining Tor, over to Ramshore rocks, the roaches, hence cloud the other side of that. A little bit blowy, but good. Drop into shelter and have my sandwich. I normally come through from there. There's a car park just near that farm there, and you just come along, cut up the side of this tree line, back up this path here, and then up this flank. So it's only a short run from there. Or what you can do from that one, you can go from there up Cumberland Clough, takes you up onto that path that comes from Cat and Fiddle. There's a path cuts over there, and you go around the back of that, and that drops you down to Cutthorne Hill and Three Shires Head, which is that's Cutthorne Hill. So it's just around the back of that. And then just on this hill, I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but there's a B-17 Flying Fortress, and over on that field complex is 2 sea fires. So I've done that as a loop before. Parked down here, gone up Cumberland, across around the back to a quarry, takes you around the back of there to Three Shires Head, and then up and over, and drops you again over some field systems, pushed down towards Ludge Church, which is over in that sort of second woodland over there. Picked up these Flying Fortress and the sea fires, and then down onto that path, down to a bit of farmland and this woodland, and drops you down to the other side of Wild Boar Clough, and then back to that. That was about 10 mile, I think. Not a bad little walk. Now, sandwich. What I'm going to do now, I'll come up and over there, up that way. Good grief, probably can't hear now. I'm going to go back down here to that wall, across the side of that wall there, and then going over that hill. There she'll put me back over to the path. Now the path goes that way round. There's also a path going from there. Quite blowy on top. So this is like the end of the summit of Shuttlingsloe. Just got to drop down the side now. There's a bit of a rock outcrop. You drop between here, a little bit further down, a little bit further. The drop when I get down here, it's just going to drop me down the opposite flank. Drop straight away. As soon as I dropped off the top, calm. No. Not a breath of wind here, quite a good, got to be 30 mile an hour on top, and imagine. Yeah, I dropped down this flank. This is the way I come up normally when I've done Shuttlingsloe, come up and down this way. So now I'm going to go down. So there's a stone wall below me at the base of the hill at the crease, and then the path I want turns left, whereas I say normally I go sort of straight along onto that access road there, and then down through that tree line to car park just down there. So it's only quite a little short compact one, a little bit of a carved burner coming up this side, but just do it in stages, and eventually you get up. That's me down the flank. Trig point's literally at the top of there where all them people are. I'll come across there and down to this wall now. Now the path cuts up and back around that side, or I think there's a path that cuts around the wall. Just have a look on mapping in a second and just verify before I set off. Well, that's what I've just come down, so basically I'm committed, or I've got to go back up to go back down to the side, so I'll figure it out. In this bit of a gully. Shutlingsloe is up there, so I've gone up and over, come up and over from that side, down, gone around the flank of it now, so I'm just coasting around the north face of it, up this gully. This is gonna basically follow this path, will intersect back to the path I came in on at a kissing gate, and then I've got a choice. carry on the way I came in, or think there's a path what should veer off to my right, which I sort of saw on the bridle way in. So that's the plan at the minute, is to take that option. Let's get a bit of visibility first when I break out the top of this. There you are. So there's the summit, Shuttlingsloe. So I went up there, down the other side, and around this way. That fell runner is going on the alternate route, so that's the way I'm heading back. Take that one, which looks like it could be a bit boggy in places, but they've got this mesh down to make a path and preserve it a little bit. I guess stop you sinking in too far, but that's sort of working to a degree majority of the way until you get to little bits like this. You just have to circumvent. But yeah, this path I pretty much saw when I was coming across the bridle way on the way in. I saw a path kick off to my left from that angle, which I figured would bring me to the same place. So I'm going back that way. So yeah, I'm going to go across here, I guess across this fence, and I'll go over the top where them trees are, and then I guess start dropping down back to the bridle way, which is alright because it makes it a bit more a loop than a there and a back. So all these paths pretty much are new to me. I've done the top of Shuttlingsloe from that side, so the top of Shuttlingsloe down to the gate down there I've repeated, but the rest of this route has been a new one to me. And again, using my poles, so I'm getting the swing of them now that I'm done about 3 or 4 walks with them, and getting into, you know, when I don't need them, or when they're useful or not. But it's just a case of not really needed on this one per se, but it's just practice, and they do propel you along when you get it right. Again, don't know if to show up on GoPro, but Jodrell Bank pointing skywards, lit up in the sun. But say a bit of an ask for a GoPro to pick it out, but you never know. It is reflecting, so it might do a little bit. And actually with these things, because I'm like pointing at it, when I've looked back on camera, when I've been doing this pointing light with camera with stick, I tend to be pretty much on target from the camera perspective as well. So we'll see, we'll give it a whiz. So there's a radio transmitter there, but I can't remember the name of it. I have to look that up. Bunkers Hill or something, not sure. I'll look that one up because I see it regular. So good landmark. Jodrell Bank, power station over there. You can see the mountains in the background, which presumably will be snowed down here. So that's it. So that's the path I came in on. It's up there, and then I broke left at that tree line, which takes me up to Shuttlingsloe up there. So this is Buxter's Hill. That's basically the summit of it. So this is going to drop me out now and intersect onto that path below me. So right, made a nice little loop. Back to back. Head on back onto the bridle way. So that puts you up through that tree line and takes you over the top. But I just went along this path below me. That's it, as close as the loop. So I went that way, came back down that way. And that's it, just stop on this path now. In fact, I can see a car from here, there's a car park. just around the corner here, so a couple of 100 metres, 300 metres maybe, and be back at the car. Job done. Nice little compact one. Macclesfield Forrest, 3.88 miles, 2 hours 12 minutes.